Hey y'all, welcome back to Mika's Journeys. Today I have a little bit of a different kind of video, one that I've never did before. I'm going to call this series Real People Budgets. Obviously I am not a financial accountant, advisor, whatever, so this is for entertainment purposes only, disclaimer. But before we get into the video, obviously like this video and subscribe to the channel down below. It definitely helps support. I did a informational series on my Instagram, just giving tips and information about budgeting, and a lot of people seem to enjoy that. So I wanted to come out and basically give an example of how to build a budget and things to include in it using a real person. Somebody was nice enough to give me some financial information and asked me to put together a budget for them. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I've got everything here on my phone. So I'm just gonna go over each part. Basically, we have a 21-year-old student. She also works full-time, so she's busy. Each month it looks like she's bringing in about $1,900, which is not bad for a student. She doesn't have very many expenses, including things like rent, so $1,900 is not bad. For her expenses, a car note, gas for the car, obviously, phone bill, and then just her toiletries. And so it looks like her expenses are coming out to a little over $800 a month, which is basically half of her income, which for a college student, again, is not bad. The car, it's more than 25% of her income, which, since she doesn't have that many responsibilities right now, is not so bad. But one of her goals is to get an apartment, and so 25% of your income going towards the car is probably not going to be the best thing once you have rent thrown in there. So it looks like she's got one afterpay loan debt for about $110, which is not bad. It's bad for her credit because it's definitely on the credit report now. Financially, it's not terrible because it's only $100, so you can take care of that super quick, super easy. So that's not a huge deal. All right, and let's see what we're saving. Nothing. Okay. All right. So before we get into her goals and then lay out a plan for her, I want to go over what I think she's doing pretty good and areas that we might need to improve on. So first, the grades, things she's doing good. Obviously, she has pretty low expenses. For an adult, that's $800 is not much. Also, she doesn't have much debts right now. Aside from the afterpay loan, she probably has like student loans, but she's not going to be responsible for that for a little while. So her responsibilities are pretty low, which is great. We're not in a bunch of credit card debt. We're not racking up all types of personal loans and private student loans that usually charge you interest while you're still in college, things like that. So that's really good. On the other side, we're not saving anything each month, and when your expenses are so low, that's the perfect time to save and invest as much as you possibly can. She doesn't have any fund money. So usually when a person doesn't have a budget, you're not going to see this, but this is a really important part of any budget. That's your fun money. We need to have fun. And when we try to have zero fun and spend zero money, that does not work for probably 95% of people. It's not going to work. You have to allocate money for going out for drinks, ordering Uber, getting your hair and your nails done. You need to allocate money for that. So in her budget, we are going to put some money aside for that each month so that she can get in the habit of putting a limit on the amount of money that she can spend for that sort of thing. Just because we can't spend all the money on fun. Okay? Also, this little Afterpay loan needs to be eliminated. Need to get rid of that. And it's probably accumulating interest on $100, which is just like pointless. Okay, for her goals, some things she said she wanted to work on were to save for some moving expenses. She wants to get her own apartment since she's graduating soon. She's going to need an emergency fund if she's getting an apartment. And I threw in some research because this is the perfect time to learn how retirement plans work, the different ones that are out there, and start throwing a couple dollars a month into something like that. Because starting as young as 21 is going to get you to retirement or just financial freedom way before 65. And that should always be the goal. Nobody's trying to work until they're 65. Who's doing that? All right. So here's the plan that I came up with for this person. And it's pretty simple because her situation is pretty simple right now. For someone older or who has more responsibilities, this would look very different. So obviously the first step in this plan is going to be to get rid of that little self-pay loan thing. Next time you get paid, get rid of it. Completely get rid of it. Next, set aside $200 each month for fun money. That means anything that's not a necessity. If that's difficult for you to do, if you're using like a debit card or a credit card, take that money in cash and set it aside somewhere so that you know throughout the month how much fun money you have left. So to start practicing, I would suggest doing something like that so that it's easier for you to see what you have left. See every time you know, when you get paid and you put some more money into there, it just makes it a little bit easier usually. Next, in order to meet her goals, she's probably going to need to open 2 savings accounts. If you don't already have at least one, you're going to need 2, because you want to make sure you separate your general savings, so saving for some sort of goal, from your emergency fund. If you're looking to get an apartment and be on your own, you need an emergency fund. That should be the first thing you have, because something goes wrong, you need some sort of reserve of cash available to fix the situation. I would say because of the amount that she's making each month and how much she actually needs to survive, she would have plenty to put towards her moving expenses and emergency fund over the next 3 to 4 months. And I would say that's about $600 a month for the moving expenses, because you're most likely going to have to put towards some sort of first month's rent, deposit, or move-in fee or something like that. But then also $300 a month towards her emergency fund. And the reason for that is because you usually want to start, your first goal for the emergency fund is to get to like $1,000. And after you reach that goal, it gets a lot easier to actually build an emergency fund that's based on your monthly expenses. So for her, we just need to get to $1,000, which would probably take her 3 to 4 months. That's not that hard to do if she's being disciplined about it. And then we can work on increasing that. And yeah, so for this person's situation, she could have a very, very simple budget that could work out in her favor and get her to those goals that she's working on. This is the perfect time to start when you're 21 and still in school, still learning, still practicing. It's the perfect time to start building that discipline and learning how to control yourself when it comes to your finances. So thank you very much for letting me use your situation in this video. I hope you like the tips. I hope you use some of them, if not all of them. And hopefully you can meet those financial goals that we talked about. If you enjoyed this video, which I hope you did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more. Let me know in the comments below other topics you'd like me to cover, or if you want to see more videos like this. But if you enjoyed it, let me know below. And hope to see y'all next time. Bye.